All right, what's going on, Advantage family? I'm going to try this old Instagram live here. I am early, so I'm ripping over. I'm over in Mendota Heights. Not that anybody, I'm not an influencer. It's like when people hop on here and they're like, oh, we're going to do a meetup over at Mendota Heights. No, what I'm about to do is drop in and do a Softwave training. Yes, I'm wearing scrubs. Fill up the comments with all your best jokes. I may pick someone and send them a hat or something. If it's funny, it's got to be funny. You can feel free to roast me. It's okay. But I'm about ready to go in and train, maybe my 68th office. And then I've got one in Iowa tomorrow, so it's like the 69th office for all you immature people who are giggling about my 69th office tomorrow training. But the title of this video, it's an inside problem. And here's what I mean by that. The problems that most people face and come to our office or call or email Nurse Sarah about all these different aspects. And the team's always picking up the phone and everybody's got a problem. Everybody's got a problem. And it's always an outside inconvenience or pain or those things that gets them to come inside the office. And when they have like a external pain or discomfort, or they can't do something externally in their life on the outside. And what most people do, what we've been trained since we were young, is to have these outside, quote unquote problems that we think are an outside problem. We treat them from the outside when it's really an inside problem. And what I mean by that is there is a core functional issue somewhere if your body's breaking down. Now, there could have been a trauma, there could have been emotional stress, there could have been chemical stress that you continue to put inside your body, like medications, lack of sleep. I mean, there's constant bombardment of stress because we live incredibly stressful lives. And so what happens is that most people try and treat it from the outside. Oh, I'll just take more Aleve, I'll take more ibuprofen, I'll do this. I'll go to the traditional medical doctor and maybe they'll cut on me. Maybe they'll fix it, right? They'll fix the problem that I've habitually lived my life in day out in habits into this problem. So let's reverse that. Let's take something everybody knows, like going to the dentist. When you go to the dentist and say you have tooth pain, by the way, I don't wish tooth pain on anybody. I recently had a couple wisdom teeth pulled, so if I sound more stupider, that's probably why. But here's the thing, it's like you don't go into the dentist and they say, well, you have tooth pain, and they diagnose you with tooth pain. No, they're going to go back in to get the cause, like what's inside that tooth, what's going on, what's the internal problem. And so anytime you go to a chiropractor that is neurologically based, and hopefully, and guess what, guys, let's chat sidebar. Chiropractors are like restaurants. I get it. There's some you like, some you don't. I get it. I understand that. So many conversations, even just this week. People from Prior Lake, people from Savage. We have people from Owatonna. I mean, that was a haul. Jordan, New Prague, Belle Plaine. Shout out to all you guys. We've got Carver as well. Like in and around that area is where they come in and they're like, man, yeah, I've been to a chiropractor, or I've never been to a chiropractor. I've had people there. I had a 70-year-old patient this week, never been to a chiropractor. So in any case, there's good, bad, there's ugly. It's just communication on saying, hey, what are your goals and those things. But then does that individual have the diagnostic capability or experience to say, hey, I realize, your shoulder hurts, your low back hurts, you're having headaches, you're not sleeping well. Are they experienced enough to say, hey, I'm going to trace this back to some common causes, get some history from you, see what your lifestyle is like, and see, hey, what's the cause of the problem? What's it going to take to fix? How long is that going to take realistically, based on science, based on physiology? And then how much is it going to cost? Those simple questions get answered in our office in a 2-day process. Why a 2-day process? Why, Dr. Jeff, can't you just crack my back? I can't turn my head. Why can't you just crack my back? I came here. I only have this much time. Listen, I get it, but go to a different chiropractor where you're not your jam. I want to know what's going on. I'm not sitting there and I'm not going to put my reputation and results on the line and or risk your health to just quote unquote crack your neck. All right. I want to figure out what's going on. And personally, I want to go to a doctor who wants to know the cause of the problem too. I don't want to just go to Joe Schmo, throw me on a table, snap, crackle, pop, and pray. I don't mind the prayer, but I also want results. And I want to make sure we are headed towards the right goals. So in all of that, here's the message. as you go through. And I'm gonna drop all this in a podcast coming up. It's gonna be titled Your Problems and Inside Problems, something like that. I don't know. We'll work on it. But when you look at it, you got to have diagnostic criteria in your life of where it's coming from. Get to the cause. The root cause, that's where you go. You can't just nip the top. If you just cut a weed, if you're sitting there and you're a gardener and there's weeds all over, and you go on and you just clip the top of the weed, and you'll be like, well, you didn't get to the root. It's just going to grow back. Yeah, that's what it's like when we deal with problems. When we just take an Advil, take a Tylenol, just cover it up with drugs. It's like, listen, that pain, the top of the weed above ground, you may feel better, but the root cause is still there, and it's going to pop its head out at an inconvenient time. And I get it. We live crazy, stressful lives. We don't have time to not be at our best. There's a time where none of us are here. Nobody gets out of life alive. Your kids are growing up faster. There's all these graduation parties. You're like, every single parent of a senior who's graduating right now is thinking, man, I remember when my baby was just in kindergarten and all those things, and now they're going off to college. I don't know why I get southern when I make that weird voice, but it goes fast. Time goes fast. Make the most of it. Live your advantage. Get after it. Kick some ass today. Let me know what you thought in the comments. We'll talk soon.